style-wise, and I'm a huge Khabib fan, but style-wise, I haven't seen anybody been able to ragdoll you and take you use your wrestling to keep it up. Like, could he? How do you see a fight with you and Khabib going? Is what I'm basically saying. Because is he going to be able to take you down and do what he does to these other guys?
I'm sure he'll be able to. No, it will not be the same. Nothing will happen on the cage. We will fight in the center of the octagon. He will, as much as he's going to want to fight on the edge of the octagon, we're going to fight in the center. I'm going to throw massive shots. Most of them are going to come right through the middle. And I'm going to take chances and throw knees. And if he takes me down, that's fine. The best thing about, so no one understands, I heard Chael Sonnen say it on his podcast, thing about folk style wrestling. Folk style wrestling does not happen anywhere in the world other than the United States. I only wrestle folk style. I very rarely wrestle freestyle. In folk style, I think the biggest factor is you're allowed to expose your back without giving up points, which means you scramble. So whenever he goes to take me down, I'm going to be flipping and rolling ways that he's never felt in his life. That's folk style wrestling. That's being able to expose your back. What he's done his whole life, these guys could never expose their back to get out of a takedown because they were giving up points. And that's the first thing you learn in freestyle is don't expose your back. So you go straight to your stomach and you give up a takedown. They also never have to try to get up. They just lay there for 15 seconds and then they stand them up automatically. In wrestling, folk style wrestling, you get awarded for getting up and escaping. You also get awarded for holding someone down. But I've had to, if one man could hold you down, two could rape you. That's been my. That's awesome. I've lived by that since I was a little kid. I mean, that's been instilled in me. Like, you do not get held down. If one man can hold you down, then two can do whatever they want to you. However you want to put it. But you cannot hold me down. I will get up and I will scramble. In a different way than he's ever known. And I have. No one in the lightweight division, even you have a huge punch, but I don't think I think I have more power than anybody ever has consistently had in the lightweight division. Kicks mostly, and 4 or 5 kicks, I'm going to land 4 or 5 kicks through that fight. It only takes 4 or 5. I guarantee you Donald Cerrone is limping today. It didn't seem like it was that big of a factor, but he was in so much trouble so early. He saw it, he knew it, and I knew it. And as soon as I figured that out, I was like, my coach wanted me to go to the body. I was like, as soon as I found so much success to the leg, I was like, well, I don't need to take the chance to go in and go to the body if I can stay out here and touch his leg. Because I'm telling you, he wasn't walking right into the second. He wasn't walking out of the second round. That's how much damage I was already doing. You can see that he checked my kick 3 different ways, tried to, and each one became more progressive of this fucking hurts way too bad. I don't know what to do. And then he took a chance whenever he had to because he knew he was getting in such big trouble, and I was able to capitalize on it.
I'm always in pretty good nick, and now I get to really, I get a whole 10-week camp for this fight, and I'm going to be a whole different beast. I say this every time, but it truly is. I'm getting better and better every fight, and you're going to see a whole nother level next time I fight as well. At the same time, for someone like Max, obviously he's a gamer, and obviously he's a cardio machine as well. So I want to make sure I'm in the best nick ever. You know what I mean? And because I'm going to be setting a pace as well, and I truly feel like I'm gonna end up breaking him. I'm gonna make him feel. He's obviously gonna be there. He's gonna be always in my face, but I feel like I'm just gonna feel him get weaker and weaker and weaker. For me to do this, I need to be fit. I need to be strong. But you know what I mean? That's just, again, a lot of people talk about stylistically, how we match up, and I just think, again, I'm a bad match for everyone. I've always said that, but for Max, I really don't think. This might sound disrespectful, but it's not. I just don't think he gives me crazy problems that I have to worry about. He's still just purely the fact that he is very good. I give him that. He's very technical, and they're things I need to worry about. But when it comes to power, knockout power, obviously his cardio, the cardio is a big, factor for most people he fights. But for me, it's nothing that I need to worry about. And you know what I mean? So it's hard to explain. Just striking, and the fact that he's a volume puncher and stuff like that, I don't believe that's a big threat to me. If he wants to punch in volumes, I'm going to be there swinging back, and swinging back heavy, and then I've got my shots there, you know what I mean? So it's just, I really do think this is going to be my fight, and I'm going to be pretty comfortable in there. And I just need to make sure I'm prepared for the worst. I'm going to be prepared that we're going for a 5-round war, but, he is obviously tough. He's got a good chin, but I reckon I'm stopping him. Yeah, it feels good. It really does. Obviously, we're in talks with the UFC, and they're always saying, yeah, that was the plans, and I'm making it pretty obvious that was the plans, but you never really know. And the fact that it was delaying a little bit, I was like, oh man, like what's happening? Then you're getting like other people talking, and trying to call out Max and stuff like that, and I'm just like, there's no way they're gonna take this one from me again, huh? But no, they did. They said that contract through, and it was unreal. It was really good to get that contract, and obviously when they announced it and all that sort of stuff. But mate, you're in for a treat, mate. It's going to be a cracker, it really is. But I truly believe the blessed era is going to end December 15th or December 14th in Vegas, and that title's mine. Again, I'm not cocky, but I'm very confident in my abilities, and it's my time.
I always felt like I could compete at 205 and do big things, and I just thought, why not? I've had all these injuries, and I think a lot of it was because I was depleting my body so much of the nutrition it needs. So I figured, keep my body stronger, eat healthy, and focus on my health. And the weight cutting I was doing wasn't helping with that. It wasn't helping with my health. So I just kind of was like, you know what? I think it's a good time to go up. And I got a perfect matchup, a really tough guy, big, strong dude who's athletic, and he's undefeated. And so I'm excited to go out there and do my thing. I think it's a good opportunity for me to make a real big statement in the 205-pound division, as opposed to me taking a guy on that most people think I could beat, and they're not ranked as highly. This is a guy that people, a lot of people are, believing in and think he has a chance of fighting for the belt and possibly being a champion one day. And so for me to come along and go out there and have a good performance against him, I think it puts me right in the discussion at 205. So I think it's a great opportunity for me. Obviously, John Jones being the champ, he's the guy that I'm gunning for, and he's the guy I always kind of wanted to fight. When I was even 85-pound champion, I knew at some point we were going to fight, and so I see that at some point. I don't know if it's going to be directly after this next fight. I mean, I'm the guy that shocks the world, not once but twice, against what people think are the greatest of all time, and against people that think, against someone that most people think can't even be beaten. And that's where Anderson Silva was when I fought him, and this is where John Jones is right now. And so that motivates the hell out of me. That's the legacy I want. I love Whitaker, man. I love the person he is. I love how humble of a champion he is. He showed crazy toughness in all of his fights. He's just a great dude. I've met him a couple times. Adesanya, I've had a little beef here and there, but he's a nice kid too. And they're both really talented. They both have now shown that they're tough and they can push through tough situations. That being said, Whitaker is definitely, he's a stand-up guy, but he's not really known for his power. He has some finishes, but he's not like a guy who just, is finishing everybody. He could outpoint you. He gets you to run into something if you make a mistake. He doesn't really use the wrestling and jiu-jitsu. And Adesanya, I don't know. I think he is a little bit more of a threat on the feet than Whitaker is. And so if they're going to be standing there for 5 rounds, I'm going to take Adesanya in that fight.